Welcome back to the Tu-Vie podcast, your TV movie entertainment needs podcast. I am your host, James, and sitting with me is myself. It's just going to be me again today. Today, we are doing our annual Super Bowl trailer predictions episode. As much as I am not much a sports fan, I do enjoy the game, watching with my family. I'm really only there for the trailers. This is pretty much going to be what we predict is going to be in the Super Bowl, either as new trailers or an additional trailer for a known movie. So with that all being said, let's get into it. The Super Bowl, the 56, I think. I don't know. I think it's the 56. I don't know. All I know is that it's the 49ers against the Chiefs. So go teams. Not really picking sides right now. I'm probably going to flip a coin Sunday morning and then I'll decide. But truly, only thing I'm there for are those sweet new trailers we're going to be getting that day. A lot of companies are going to be posting out all of their new trailers as that is the best time to post them, as they have so many people waiting for these new arrivals. And so here, what I'm going to be talking about are what I think are going to be shown either for the very first time or an additional trailer for these new movies. Kicking off with the most obvious one, Deadpool 3. Everyone has been waiting for this trailer. Everyone has been talking about this trailer. Everyone is needing this trailer. There's been recent reports about what's going to be in the trailer, where there's going to be a brief moment of Wolverine and some other X-Men. And I really hope with this one, it doesn't reveal so much like they have done recently with other trailers, where they practically give you the whole movie and then you're just figuring out the other details. And I know we also have gotten a lot of spoilers on this movie explicitly, because there's been the set photos, all these other different things, and we've talked about it a bunch on this podcast, where I'm excited that they're going on location, but I just wish it was done differently with their security, not with the movie. But either way, I'm really hoping to see other X-Men, like maybe like Omega Red with these kind of characters, or get another look at Storm and Cyclops and Beast. Because in the past, they have done incredible jobs with these characters, like the prequel X-Men movies, the one with James McAvoy and everything. Those movies were great until Dark Phoenix. I mean, a little bit of Apocalypse. Either way, those movies like First Class and Days of Future Past are just gold. But either way, I know Deadpool 3 is definitely going to be the one that everyone is waiting for. I don't think it's going to be happening that soon into the game. I'm going to say it's probably the second quarter to probably possibly build anticipation. But as much as they are going to be doing the Super Bowl spot, they're also going to be immediately releasing the teaser trailer afterwards. So you're not going to get one, but you're going to get two things at Deadpool that day, which I'm so excited for. We're definitely going to recover it on our Super Bowl breakdown, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. Next one I think we're going to be getting is a new Dune look. I know that they have been trying to get the traction for Dune going, and I know they have had a recent traction trend with their interesting popcorn bucket. You saw that one? No way that went through HR. There's no way their PR team looked at that and went, yeah, nothing wrong here. I mean, seriously, anyone who is actively buying that without popcorn, stay away from. Either way, I'm really excited for Dune 2, and I know we're probably going to get a new look at the coming conflict between Paul Atreides and Austin Butler's guy. I don't know his name, but I'm just glad they didn't do the Elvis voice for that, man. That was going to get old real fast. Next trailer I think we're going to be getting is the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie. I think we're going to be getting our first official trailer, as we had our teaser trailer for now, I want to say 3 months. So I think it says we're getting close to its actual release. This may be the perfect time to release the official trailer. I'm super excited for this movie. I love the Planet of the Apes movies, especially the newer ones that came out with Andy Serkis. Those are just awesome to watch, but this new one's going to be really great. I also think in the back of my mind, we're going to be getting possibly a teaser or some kind of new look into the new Lord of the Rings movie, The War of the Rohirrim. Now, I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. That is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. So I don't know much of this movie as of right now. I think it's based on another story that I actually haven't read yet. But all I know is that this movie needs to be building a lot of traction, as it's been some time since we had a pretty good Lord of the Rings movies. Hobbit's movies were, fine. The Battle of the Five Armies was alright, but the Desolation of Smaug is perfect. Either way, I'm really kind of banking on that one. But if not, we also are going to be probably getting a new Godzilla, King Kong, New Empire, I think is what it's called, look. We're definitely going to be getting something like that just right after the success of Monarch. We're going to be getting this one very soon. Also, I believe very strongly we're going to be getting a Quiet Place Day 1 trailer, or at least a teaser of some sort, maybe a sizzle reel, but definitely something that's going to be boosting a lot more focus onto this new prequel show, or it's a movie, prequel movie that is going to be awesome, because the cast itself, we talked about it a little bit in our, I think, top 10 of the 2024 movies podcast episode, but it's going to be awesome. I just really say podcast episode. Jeez. All right. It's that episode. It's, I think, season 3, episode 1 or 2. And the last one, I'm very confident we're going to be getting. I believe we're going to be getting a Inside Out 2 trailer. I know Pixar has been really focusing on this sequel, and they released that teaser trailer that got a lot of views very, very quickly. So I think this would be the perfect time for them to be posting out the Inside Out 2 official trailer. Now, these next ones are a little bit of a long shot, very, very long shot, as they have had absolutely no updates that I have heard in the last few months. But, it goes without saying, I think we're going to be possibly getting a new Craven the Hunter trailer. I know Sony is going to be making a lot of money with that Madam Web movie. Whew, definitely doesn't look CW production. But I think putting out a Craven the Hunter trailer, as the memes are still kind of rolling in, would be pretty good. Now, I don't have as much faith in that movie as much as I do Madam Web or all the other Sony movies. They just need to be making other things at the moment, like, I don't know, the next Spider-Verse movie? Either way, we're probably going to be getting that, as well as a Joker movie trailer, the sequel that's going to be coming out very, very soon. That'd be interesting to kind of get a new, maybe like silhouette of, him and Joker, Harley Quinn dancing and having Joker Fall de come out onto the screen and everything. It would be really interesting to see that. And the last one I think we're possibly going to be getting, possibly, very, 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 very possible, is the Gladiator trailer. I know we're making that sequel, and I feel like a lot of people need to get their attention on that movie. I think it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. But I know they have wrapped up filming, I want to say 3 weeks ago now, almost a month. So they're definitely probably going to have some footage ready to go like they did for the first Batman trailer. Sorry for that quick little change. I just switched cameras there for a second. That was really being weird. I don't know why. But that was pretty much all the other trailers I think are going to be happening. This would be a really good time for them to be posting these trailers, as they are going to be, if everyone's having their eyes glued to the screens at this time, even if they're not big football fans, they just want to catch the trailers, as that is what people remember most of the football games, besides the final score. I mean, even if the ones that I'm guessing don't release, I think there's going to be a lot of other ones that I just didn't expect to happen. But either way, I'm very, very confident on the list that I provided here are the ones that I'm definitely going to be seeing on Sunday. In other news, there's definitely something that's been going on this week, is that Universal Studios just blew Disney World out the wazoo. So Universal's opening their new park, the Epic Universe Park, and it looks incredible. This is going to be a new park that is going to be bigger than Islands of Adventure and the actual Universal Studios Florida or Orlando combined. It's way bigger than both of those things. It has its own plot of land, and it's essentially just like their 5 biggest properties on one park with this new additional park. So in the park, there's going to be this front one called Celestial Park. There's a How to Train Your Dragon Park. There's Harry Potter. There is the third one, the Dark Universe, and then of course the Super Nintendo World. How did I possibly forget that? And also at the very end of the park, they're gonna have the Helios Grand Hotel. So this whole thing is essentially just one giant park, and the hotel is inside the park, very similar to kind of like how California Adventure is, where like the park's on sort of the border of it, but you could still just walk in from there and get to the park. This, if you haven't seen the video for the walkthrough that they did like a first person, like a bird perspective flying through the park of all the different things you're going to be seeing. Looks really, really, really good. And I know that Disney is trying to finish a lot of these different things they have to do, but I mean, Universal just definitely one up them a little bit. Now, I love Disney parks. I love all those different parks, and I love the Universal parks. And this one feels like a very fresh, new kind of park, as they're taking the things that a lot of people love about their individual parks, like the Hogwarts section of the Orlando one, and a lot of other different things in the Super Nintendo World in LA that are big successes, and the people love to be immersed in these things, and they're just adding more to it. And I think that's a really, really good idea. I pray to God that I get a chance to go to this place sometime soon. I would love to go and check this out, but broke. Either way, I would love to go check this out in some form or fashion, because Universal parks have always been super, super good on their theming, and especially their rides. Like my favorite ride, roller coaster even, of all time in either Universal or just in general, is the Velocicoaster. That is incredible. And I even posted a TikTok saying that if you are going to be riding Rip Ride Rocket, that you should choose Freebird as your song, even if it's your first time. Ignore the ones they have. Go ride it again after this. Freebird. It's so good. But definitely having this park is definitely a big, big move for Universal, as it is huge beyond measure, and there is so much theming going on, and there is just so much that you can do there that it feels like you're going to have to be there for a few days and stay at the hotel and everything, but it just looks so fun. This thing had so much planning that Steven Spielberg himself was actually a part of this project and working on it. And now, I kind of hope maybe there's like some hidden ETs around the park or something like that, because, it's Spielberg. But in the end, I really am excited to go check out this park. And back into the Universal Studios Hollywood, they just opened up the new Super Nintendo's Cafe. This actually looks really, really cute, as you can get some kind of Nintendo Super Mario themed drinks, and it's a very nice decorative inside it as it is outside. It's kind of a really cool small thing. I think it's like outside of the Super Nintendo world, so if you can't get in there, if it's like a capacity or something, definitely go check that out. It looks really, really good. In DC news, we also got our very first Supergirl casting. Melody Alcock, who you guys know from the House of the Dragon, is officially going to be our Supergirl in Superman Legacy. And I really do hope maybe they spin off and give her her actual own movie. It's a pretty good choice. I'm super excited to see his character come onto the big screen with Superman Legacy, and who knows, maybe we'll even get, some kind of update with Superman Legacy, not during the Super Bowl, but sometime soon, because James Gunn has been posting some very interesting photos, like a barren wasteland full of snow, saying the fortress is coming in place or something like that. And it looks really, really good for Superman Legacy. This is very, very promising. And speaking of different casting, Lewis Pullman, who you guys know as Bob from Top Gun Maverick, or recently the Lessons of Chemistry on Apple TV, is going to be our Sentry, or reportedly going to be our Sentry. Now, I don't believe there's been an official announcement that he is officially Sentry, but recent rumors have been saying, since Steven Yeun had to leave due to scheduling conflicts, not that he left the project due to any creative differences or something, respectively, he had to go do his own thing that he was assigned to. That makes sense. Totally fine. Still don't know word also on Andrew Garfield, on why he left the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie. We'll get to that another day, but still, better have a good reason, like Spider-Man 3. Lewis seems like he's also a really, really good choice towards Sentry, and I'm very, very excited to see Sentry himself come into the big screen with the Thunderbolts. And all things, of all things, I never expected to say the Roadhouse remake looks pretty good. Now, I gotta admit, Jake Gyllenhaal has, a weird history of being known to be a little weird on sets, or just kind of be a little chaotic. But I mean, this movie truly, looks good, and he seems like he's a good fit for this role. I remember, I think a year ago, that he was at a UFC fight doing like a weigh-in, and actually, did some footage with the camera and an actual octagon ring for this movie. And making his debut into the acting world is Conor McGregor. And frankly, I feel like this is just, him being him, this badass Irish fighter. I feel like he just kind of walked on set and just started fighting Jake Gyllenhaal, and the cameras just happened to be rolling. Either way, the movie is going to be on Amazon Prime. I know they've been trying to fight for a theatrical release, and I think even the director said he's boycotting the movie because it's not going to be going to theatrical release. Could be wrong on that. I know someone is, because of the theatrical release, but I mean, either way, I'm just excited that the movie actually looks good. And to kind of wrap things up in more shocking news, El Muerto, the movie originally tied with Bad Bunny, that it was the one-off Spider-Man comic villain, is back into production. I don't understand why they canceled it, had the main actor leave. Now they're bringing it back up with no lead actor, barely a finished story. I just don't get it. Not to say the character doesn't deserve to be in a Spider-Man scene, but the whole movie, he had one comic, as said by our resident comic expert Colin. He had one comic, he read it, he said it was fine. He said the drawings were great, but past that, not much of a real story. Maybe I think maybe having him as like a one villain, like Stiltsman in an actual Spider-Man, on like, for Spider-Man 4 as a street level villain would be interesting. But the whole movie is something I'm very curious to see. Or, who they're even gonna cast it to. Because if Bad Bunny left, who's going to be possibly retaking that role? No reason, I think, even as to why he left. I just think maybe because of the project canceling, he left. I don't know. We're going to play it by ear. We're definitely going to keep you posted here. That'll about wrap it up for season 3, episode 5. A lot of stuff was going on this week. We got the awesome new Epic Universe coming to Universal Studios. We have our official castings for Supergirl and a rumored casting for Sentry. El Muerto's back, baby, Big Super Bowl trailers coming our way, because we have absolutely no official clue other than Deadpool 3, which is duh. I mean, they're going to do that, of course. But either way, I'm super excited to get into the nitty gritty of all these different new trailers here on Tu-Vie. If you guys haven't checked out all the other previous episodes for season 3, they're all available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the video format on YouTube. Also, be sure to check out seasons 2 and 1 explicitly on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All season 1's there. Also, be sure to check us out on TikTok and Instagram and Letterboxd. We post out all the movies we are watching, as well as all the main things that are going on throughout the week. And one last thing to kind of end it on, as of this recording, the great Carl Weathers has sadly passed. He truly was an icon. I mean, I feel like saying he's an icon is an understatement. This man went through Hollywood movies and made them just so big. Like Predator was made huge because of him and Arnold, but mainly, Carl Weathers being the man he is. We lost our Apollo Creed, and just a wonderful actor and a wonderful guy. I had a chance to meet him at a Comic Con. He was with an eye shot and everything, but I got a little nervous. But genuinely, from the conversations I heard with him and other people, he sounded like such a very nice and gentle man. And I'm very very sad to see his passing. He was very very young, actually. For 76, he looked incredibly well, and 80, 76 is still pretty young. But absolutely for sure, Carl Weathers will never be forgotten in any way. That man is a cinema legend. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.